coverage continues this afternoon following a not guilty verdict in the trial against Hernandez Govan, the man prosecuted.
That is really crazy, man. That is wow. Govan found not guilty?
Say was the alleged mastermind behind Young Dolph's murder back in 2021. WREG's Jurors Patterson has more on how we got here.
After 3 days of testimony, it took a jury around 3 hours in order to find Hernandez Govan not guilty. It was an emotional moment. Take a look and listen.
With a flip of the switch, the 12-member jury indicated a verdict was reached. The judge made her way back into court, followed by the men and women who were deciding the fate of Hernandez Govan.
You ready, Your Honor?
Yes.
Jury's now heading into the courtroom.
The men on trial stood staring straight ahead. Govan would later tell us he was shaking from the inside out, knowing his life was on the line as he was facing charges for conspiracy to commit murder and first-degree murder. A final question from the court.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you reached the verdict?
Yes.
The judge then read aloud the jury's decision.
We, the jury, found the defendant, Hernandez Govan, not guilty in count 2 of leading not guilty.
It was said more than once as the 45-year-old was acquitted on both counts. Govan was unable to contain his excitement.
So people are saying Govan in age, he looked like he in his 60s right now, but the not guilty, I'm totally shocked, man.
As he embraced his pro bono defense attorneys, but out of view.
And he got off with a free attorney. Come on, he got off with a free attorney. Come on, man.
Were the supporters of Young Dolph who were hoping Lady Justice would tip in their favor, but that was not the case. They had tears of disappointment, while Govan shed tears of joy before walking out.
Reaction, but now let's get some reaction from his attorney who's speaking right now. Let's go to that live.
I'm always on edge because there's cases I thought would have won easily and the jurors just get swayed by the publicity, and the media has been so one-sided, calling him a mastermind. The press has been going crazy because only the DA talks, and that's the problem with our system, is because they made such a good first impression saying everybody's guilty that it's hard to get a fair trial. But thank God we had jurors. They took hundreds of pages of notes, and it didn't take them, 2 hours to figure out this was all garbage.
And they virtually echoed everything that he said in closing. And they were very critical that anyone could be locked up that long and didn't have the resources to defend themselves. The jurors said that. They echoed that. And the guy said, I am offended. I'm offended by this. He said he was disappointed in Mogul. And that's your elected official. That's my elected official because I live here. And you just go and do something.
You called that testimony where Jesse Browning BS a joke. Why?
Because it was. Half the stuff was just made up within a couple of days of this stuff, and they give us this mystical receipt that's never been in any of the police reports. The jurors didn't buy it for a second. The lead investigator, Dabney, was incredibly honest when he said these are the mistakes that we made, and then you call up somebody that's willing to do or say anything to clean up the case to get a conviction. You saw how they shaded off the phone records. Where are the text messages? Where's any of that from Justin Johnson to our client saying we're going to do something? I presented hundreds of text messages where he's threatening people, trying to go shoot people with others. Govan was never in on any of it. And the fact that you're still asking these questions, I find offensive because it didn't happen. You would never take anything you heard in that courtroom for any decision you would make in your life that has any significance. You would laugh at me if I said, believe those guys. So let's just keep it real. This is all garbage, and I'm grateful that he's out, and I'm sorry in the world.
He said, let's keep it real. Straight drop. Justin Johnson. Is he innocent? Nah, that nigga guilty. He did that. But the mastermind, so they say
that he had to do 9 months in prison, and I'm just grateful his fiance called me, and we have the resources to help poor people.
You were very passionate in your closing arguments about, about Govan being just a man from Orange Mound up against the system. Kind of talk about.
Did you hear what he just said? his fiance. Better have a strong female in your corner, man. Facts.
Where that passion came from?
When I go to 201 and look at the people that are in there, I know a lot of people do wrong, and I understand that, and I don't want violence in the streets because I live, in towns as well. But it's just so wrong. If I can see it, there's no way a jury couldn't see it, and that's why it took, 2 hours to figure that out. I mean, obviously it would have probably been quicker had they not had to go through the evidence and do their job, but the fact that anybody in the press would say, oh, it was this or it was that, it was clearly flagrant, and I wish it would be reported as this is what your justice is in Memphis. So if you're black and poor, you got a problem.
So this was
Mr. Govan, how do you feel?
Mr. Moore, this is pro bono. I was unclear with that. Oh, it was.
To finally have this stress taken off your shoulders.
Yeah, have my life back.
What is the first thing you plan to do?
Go hug my son.
Mr. Govan, you haven't smiled all this week, but obviously you have a lot to smile about. Just tell me just about what you're feeling in right now.
Like I said, it's kind of hard to explain the feeling of getting your life back, just from 12 people, so I'm just blessed, and I'm just ready to go see my son.
What was going through your head when you were waiting for the verdict this morning?
Nervousness, of course, it's natural, but I got a team around me that was very confident and supportive, so without them, it wouldn't be no. I just want to thank again, man, Robert, Haley, Bill, Handel, Trail, Leanne, just everybody that played a part and proved my innocence.
You heard your attorney say if you're black and poor in Memphis, this is what happens. What would be your words of advice?
Leave Memphis.
Do you plan on leaving Memphis, sir?
Of course.
Was there any point throughout the week where you're like, you know what, I'm still nervous,
He better leave Memphis. He better leave Memphis. Them boys are going to be on his neck. He said the right thing. He better get the hell on out of there.
Prior to the verdict, was there any point where it's like, I don't know which way it's going to go?
I've been nervous for 4 years.
How does it feel to be at the end of this 4-year journey that you've been on?
It feels great. I just feel like I've been born again. I get a chance to restart my life and do some positive things.
Do you think that this verdict will change how the court system is working here in Memphis?
As corrupt this system is, I doubt it.
Mr. O'Rourke, do you think this verdict will change anything with the court system here in Memphis?
I'm not here from Memphis, but if this is a microcosm of what's going on, then we should all be worried. And maybe we should be digging into these things and figuring out why so many people are in jail, why we keep them without bond and force them into pleas and things of that nature, and why investigations aren't always there. Thankfully, my office has the resources to help these types of people and the money to do it. I can only imagine how hard it is for public defenders with their cases or other appointed lawyers that couldn't do this, and how many people shouldn't be in prison.
Oh, back in December, is that the reason? Obviously, you advised your client not to take that plea.
That's always his decision. I don't advise him to do anything. They always say, what would I do? Like, I'm not serving the time, so I have no idea. You can't go through that stress. You can't duplicate that. I mean, I love the man. I believed in him. That's why I took the case. And we fought like hell for it. I'm grateful that the staff stayed with me. I yelled at them a lot this week, put a lot of pressure on them. We worked long nights for the last few months. We filed, I don't know how many, 24 motions, most of which were granted, which never happens. But it was so obvious we were right. And yet, still, we have a case. The government just can't ever admit that maybe there isn't anything here. They're just prosecute, and then blame the jury if it doesn't go your way.
Thank you to my attorneys, Manny, Robert, Haley, Bill, Handel, my private investigators, everybody for helping me. I didn't have the resources to necessarily, cover everything, and Manny still helped me, and he knew I was innocent. Everybody around me knew I was innocent. I just want to say thank you to the jurors for getting this right and getting my life back.
And that's the main thing. What was it like during the trial? At what point did you think, hey, wait a minute, I think I have a chance?
Well, I knew I had a chance from the beginning because I knew in my heart I was innocent. And So, you know, it was times during the trial, you know, of course you get some frustrations and stuff here and there, but overall, I knew my innocence would prevail.
And how did you prepping and everything was all in for you to sort of?
Well, it's trial. You never know what's going to happen. All you can do is prepare the most you can. There were a lot of sleepless nights and countless hours of preparation for the last, year and a half. I mean, the elbow grease that the team put into this, and with the help of him too. He was an incredibly helpful client. But you just never know what's going to happen in trial or what the jury's going to think. So until closings, you know, pins and needles.
I just want to say thank you to my family and the few friends that stuck close by me during this process and knew that I was innocent.
The few friends that stuck by him, man. Boy, Memphis is about to be off the chain. Memphis is about to be off the chain.
As well. And they didn't shy away from it. So I just want to thank them.
I'm sorry, you already answered, but when you heard those 5 words, roughly to know, just that reaction.
You want to know how I feel?
Absolutely.
It's hard to explain.
That man straight drop. Straight drop is fighting the air right now. God damn it. Oh man.
The feeling of knowing you got your life back. And it's one of the best feelings I've ever experienced. And I'm just happy to be free.
How much of a weight is this lifted off of your shoulders after hearing not guilty or not guilty?
It's a huge weight, you know. I was fighting more so for my son. I have an autistic son. So that was my fight with man for.
What was going through your mind when you heard this thing? What were you thinking?
I was just thanking God, just praising God, because without Him, I don't even know if I would have made it this far. He gave me the strength.
What was that feeling this morning when you got up? Was there a feeling of nervousness? Because Mr. Manny over here it was like he was lighthearted today. So did that sort of rub off? Because energy is contagious. Did it rub off?
Well, if I'm gonna be perfectly honest, of course I was nervous waking up. But when I made it to my attorneys, of course that all goes out the window because they're always positive and confident. So, you know, it was a big help having them.
You talked a lot about your son. I sat at the very back row this whole time, but I saw you constantly looking back at your family. How important was it to look back and see your family here throughout the entire trial?
Sorry, guys.
I'm gonna stop right there, but it kind of goes to show you like you can't trust the media or the news reports. Just let it play out, and we'll get the results, either good or bad. But I know the Memphis streets are about to be lit, on fire. Stay inside, Memphis. Residents of Memphis, stay inside, man. Welcome to the session. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out of here.